everyone, welcome back to another What's for Dinner video, or welcome if you are new. My name is Veronica, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you some meals that I fixed for my family this past week. So hopefully it can give you and your family some meal inspiration or maybe some new meal ideas to try. Let's get to cooking. This night for dinner I fixed Crockpot brown sugar garlic chicken. I am doubling this recipe, so if you have a smaller family, you can cut this recipe in half. I start off by adding 10 chicken thighs into my crock pot. I have fixed this recipe before, but it has been several months. This recipe is really good. My family does love this recipe, and it only takes just a few ingredients. After I get all of my chicken thighs added to my crock pot, I then add some salt and pepper to taste. This recipe is extremely easy and it's cooked in the crock pot, which I love. I then add 4 tablespoons of minced garlic, and I take my hands and I rub those ingredients all over the chicken thighs. I then sprinkle 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar on top of the chicken. I then place my lid on my crock pot and I cook it on low for 8 hours or until my chicken reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees. And this is what the chicken looks like whenever it's finished cooking. This chicken is delicious. It's super tender and very moist. Here is my plate, and for our sides, I fixed green beans, mashed potatoes, and some brown and served dinner rolls. And this meal was fantastic. It was absolutely delicious. This night for dinner, I fixed creamy chicken and pasta casserole. I started out by cooking 2 cups of penne pasta, and I just cooked that according to the package directions. This was our first time trying this recipe, and it turned out good. But we do like my chicken casserole better than this one. I will link a video above in case you have missed the way that I make my chicken casserole, or in case you are new and would like to check that out. When my pasta finished cooking, I then just took that and drained all of the water off of it. I then just placed my pasta to the side, and in a large skillet, I added in 3 tablespoons of butter. And when my butter was melted, I then added in 1 diced up sweet onion. I then added in a tablespoon of minced garlic, and then I just mixed all of those ingredients together, and I let that cook for a few minutes just until my onion turned translucent. I then added in 2 tablespoons of flour, and then I just mixed those ingredients together and I let that cook for a minute. After that minute was up, I then added in 1 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of sour cream. I then whisked all of those ingredients together. After I got all of my ingredients well combined, I then added in some cheddar cheese. And then I whisked the cheddar cheese in with all of my other ingredients. I then added in 2 cups of cooked diced up chicken. And then I added in my penne pasta. And then I gave those ingredients a good stir. I then sprinkled some salt and pepper on top to taste, and then gave it another good stir just to make sure everything was well combined. I then sprayed a large baking dish with some nonstick spray. And then I poured all of those ingredients into my baking dish and just spread that in there evenly. I then topped my casserole with my remaining cheese. I then placed it in the oven that I had preheated to 350 degrees and I baked it for 25 minutes. And this is what it looks like whenever it comes out of the oven. Like I said, this was good. It was lacking a little bit of flavor and I felt like it could be a little bit more creamier. I'm not sure exactly what it needed, but it was still good. Up next, I fixed baked pasta. This is my family's favorite pasta recipe and it's super simple to make. I start off by cooking 1 pound of lean ground beef and I add in 1 diced up sweet onion. I have actually shared this recipe on my channel a few times before, but like I said, this is my family's favorite pasta recipe, so I will go ahead and walk you through these steps in case you are new or in case you forgot this recipe. While my meat is cooking, I also start cooking 1 pound of penne pasta and I just cook that according to the package directions. You could also use ziti pasta if you like. Penne pasta is my favorite, so that's what I use. Whenever my meat is finished cooking, I just take that and drain the grease off of it and I return it back to my stovetop and I add in a 45-ounce container of spaghetti sauce. You can use your family's favorite spaghetti sauce and then I just stir that up and I turn my stovetop on low and I just let that heat up until my pasta is finished cooking. When my pasta is finished cooking, I take it and drain all of the water off of it and make sure my pasta is as dry as possible. I then return it back to the pot and I add in a 16-ounce jar of alfredo sauce and I mix all of that together to make sure the pasta is well coated in the alfredo sauce. I then spray a large baking dish with some nonstick spray and I add all of my pasta into the bottom of my baking dish and I just spread that in there evenly. After I get all of my pasta added to my baking dish, I pour the meat mixture over top of the pasta and I spread that on there evenly. I then top it with 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. I then spray some aluminum foil with some nonstick spray and that way whenever the cheese melts it does not stick to my aluminum foil, and then I just place that on top of my baking dish. I then place it in the oven that I had preheated to 350 degrees and I bake it for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I remove it from the oven and then I remove my aluminum foil and then I stick it back in the oven for an additional 15 minutes. And this is what it looks like whenever it comes out of the oven. As you could see, it was very easy to make and it only took a few ingredients. Many of you probably already have all of these ingredients on hand. I highly recommend this recipe. Like I said, this is my family's favorite pasta recipe. And here's my bowl full of deliciousness. Next up, I fixed breakfast for dinner. I had been really wanting some breakfast and gravy and all of the breakfast foods, so I thought this was a great night to fix some breakfast for dinner. I started out by making my gravy. I just add a stick of butter into my cast iron skillet. If you have been here for a while, then you know that we love fixing our gravy with butter instead of leftover drippings or oil or anything like that. We feel like the butter gives it a much better flavor. It gives it a really nice sweet flavor. After my butter is melted, I then add in a ½ cup of flour and then I just whisk the flour and the butter together until the flour is well absorbed in all of the butter. This gravy is also really good with crumbled up sausage inside the gravy. I didn't have any sausage on hand, or I would have definitely added the sausage in that too. And then I just let those two ingredients heat up for about a minute or so, and then I add in my milk. I usually add in about 4.5 cups to 5 cups of milk. It just depends on how thick or thin the gravy is turning out to be. But I just pour the milk in slowly and just continuously whisk all of that together until that thickens up. It usually takes anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. You just have to keep an eye on it and just keep whisking away. I also add in just a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And this is what my gravy looks like whenever it is finished. I also fixed a couple of over easy eggs, some biscuits, of course, for our biscuits and gravy, some bacon, and some scrambled eggs. This whole meal turned out to be perfect. Everything was delicious. This is one of our favorite meals. We could eat breakfast food any time of the day. And here is my plate. That's it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.